I'm going to give you guys a safety demo for the lathe. Woodworking lathe, the purpose of it is to make round objects, and some of you guys have used this already. Some of you have not, so this is kind of an intro, kind of a review. The basic parts for the lathe, I have the headstock up here. This is the tail stock at the end. And what's this one? Wood stock. So I got the wood in the middle. We're going to bring the tailstock down here. In order to get this to turn, I need to have something that's actually in contact and making it spin. So we'll use this thing right here. It's called a spur center. It's got wicked little teeth on it and a point in the middle. It's a spur just like you'd have a cowboy spur. It shoves into things and makes it go. I've already taken this, put it in the end, and then I countered it with a hammer. And that makes it so it doesn't want to twist for me. Put that in here. This other one over here is called a dead center. Take centers out of the tailstock, dial them all the way in. They get stuck, give them another little twist, let them out of there. I've used some wax. This is wax for my wife. Candles. Shove it in there in the end. And I can load it back in here. I've already mounted this into the end one time. To lock down the tailstock, there's a nut in the back here that tightens up. Do that just a second. In order to get this to attach on the end, you'll need to take the spur center out, and you can do that using this. Tap it out. You put this on the ground or on a workbench, and you can pound it in if it's softwood. If it's hardwood, you can pound it to mark it, and then you'll use a saw to put a curve each way so that it won't twist. I've got them in there right now. They're not tightened up yet. Tighten the tailstock down so it's not moving. Tighten this up. Now I'm holding this and they're not going to move. Now, the whole principle behind the lathe is one of leverage. So this is called a tool rest here. Slide this in the end. And the idea behind the leverage you're getting is that I take a very long tool and I set a fulcrum point here so that it's actually being supported by the tool rest, so I have a lot more leverage to cut on that. Before I would turn the machine on, I want to hand turn it to make sure it's not going to hit. Tighten that up, make sure it's set. The glasses always need to be on. Lathes are unique in that most tools, the workpiece stays stationary while the tool cuts against it. So a router or a table saw has a blade. In this case, we've got the workpiece moving while the tool stays steady. So we always need a face shield on. We also need the guard in place. I'll start with it on while I first turn it on. If it's looking good, then I can pull the guard up just so you guys can see. But when you're operating it, I'd like the guard to always be there. Doing a rough turn right now, so to keep my lathe speed down, to adjust the speed while it's on right here. Keep it low until I've got it around. When you're operating a lathe, you can't use any watches, rings, loose clothes, you don't want to draw you in. This tool is called a gouge. It rocks a little bit for roughing force. To use it, you can put your hand on top and put on the tool rest, or underneath against that tool rest like that. I have a lot of leverage over here because I can get my hand on here. I'm going to control it all with my right hand. My left hand is holding it steady. Pretty close to round right now. Get up to speed. dusty. At the end of the day, we'll need to clean up and sweep up. But as you can see on here, I've got it's actually starting to be round. As you cut, the distance between the tool rest and that is going to increase. It's getting smaller. So you want to make sure that you stop every once in a while, readjust your tool rest, move it a little bit closer. There are other tools you can use. Straight cutting tools, skews. This one's pointy. Couple different tools and techniques you can use for that. Some of them will get you a really nice finish very, very quickly. When you're finished, dial it out. The other thing you can do on this, which works pretty well, is when it comes time to sand it, you've got it just how you want. I need to remove my tool rest. To sand it, instead of having to hold it on a table and sand it, so like this. Notice I reach over very carefully. I'm pulling so that in case something's wrong, it would go this way. As opposed to pushing where I come forward. So we're always going to pull. Should have your face go down like this. Mine off so you guys can hear me. You guys have questions about the lathe? The tool that you're using always has to be in contact with the tool rest. I can't just like freehand here. In some cases, if you wanted to make an object that wasn't purely cylindrical, maybe it has an indentation at the end, you might want to use what's called a face plate or face turn. If I held the sides of that. For that, I can screw a square, or actually a close to round object I can cut in the bandsaw. I can screw that to here, and then place it on here. And then I don't actually need the tailstock. I can have it support that.